Hi, let's go over some best practices for setting up your Spotlight dashboard. So the first thing and most important thing you want to do is make sure that the prompts that were set up initially by the system, set up automatically, you want to make sure that they're aligned with your marketing objectives. You want to make sure that these are the prompts that you really care about and you want to appear in the responses. So the system automatically tries to find out what kind of prompts are related to your brand and what people are actually looking for when they search for a business like yours. And you want to have a look and see that these prompts are actually related and you actually care about them. So for every prompt here, you can decide if you want to keep it or you can remove it. You can delete prompts over here. And then you can add prompts or topics of your own. So also the topics are created automatically. We can go ahead and, for example, remove a whole topic or rename a topic if you like. You can go ahead and add a topic. And the more descriptive that topic will be, the easier for the system to suggest prompts automatically. So after you add a topic, you're going to have to actually go down and click Suggest Prompts. And then the system is going to do, it's actually going to look, at the description of the topic. And then based on what your business does, it's going to look for how people search for that, for your type of business under that kind of topic. And it's going to find what people have been searching for in the last 2 months in your target market, in the market that you set up the report for. And then you can choose the prompts that you actually care about and then add them to the topic if you'd like. You can also add prompts manually. So if you just click Add Prompts, you can just add them one prompt in every line and it'll add them. Or you can go ahead and use the prompt volume tool. Here you can, this is the best practice really. If you enter keywords from search, regular Google keywords that you use today to optimize for SEO, enter every keyword in one line, and then it's ideal to have the keywords in the same topic. And then run this, and then the system is going to go out and search for prompts that people actually use in the last couple of months in the target market. And then you can choose the prompts that you feel that are relevant to your business and then add them to an existing topic, or you can create a new topic from here. Another way to add prompts would to go here to the prompt list over here. Here you can, first of all, you can, if you want to remove in bulk, or if you want to change a topic, for example, of prompts, you can do that. Or you can go ahead and add prompts here, and here what you have this import button here, which lets you then to download a sample CSV. It'll show you how to, you can enter a prompt, topic, even the customer journey stage, and then upload it all in bulk. Now, the next thing you want to do after you make sure you have the prompts and the topics set up, I mean, the prompts are really what are the most time-sensitive thing because every week the report runs the prompts that you have in your account. So the second thing you want to do, which is less time-sensitive, all the other things are not time-sensitive besides the prompt. The next thing you want to do is to go to Settings. You go into Brand Settings here. And here you want to make sure that you have your brand name set up properly. So how does this work? So essentially, the system looks at all the brands that were mentioned in the responses, but your brand might appear in different ways. So here, for example, I'm going to put in Hafner. This is a business in the UK. So you can see that Hafner appears as Hafner or all kinds of other names, LTD, machinery. I mean, it has all kinds of ways that Hafner appears. So what we want to do, we want to tell the system that every time that you see any one of these, I want to associate them with Hafner, with our business. And here, this is exactly how the system is looking for your brand. So I'm going to tell it, listen, all these, I want you to regard them all as Hafner. And now update this manually. And now if you go back over here, and I'm going to refresh, you can see how the metrics jump. Because here now, it's looking at all the Hafner-related responses. So here now, even if we see a response as Hafner LTD, that's also going is counted towards Hafner. So that's one thing you want to do also. And I'll go back here into the brand settings. We actually have a button here that lets you that automatically suggests how to consolidate, how to group the names. It'll actually do this grouping for you. So it's going to take a moment, but then it'll suggest ways to kind of group the names together. And this is something that's best to do maybe once a month to make sure that in case there are new ways that your brand appears and new responses, to make sure that they're all aligned and that the system is seeing them and counting them towards your metrics. So we're going to just give this a moment. Here we go. And so here you can see that it found it's suggesting how to all the aliases, all the names for these businesses as they appeared. And I'll just scan through it with my eyes and see, okay, this looks pretty good to me. I'll just let that run. I'll tell it to consolidate, and boom, we're done. And now it's all the data is corrected. So I'm just going to refresh here to see the corrected data, and now we have the corrected data. So another thing that you can do, which is not time sensitive, is you can add competitors up here. So you can see how your competitors are also performing. So let's say it could be any brand, it doesn't have to be a competitor necessarily. But let's take this other brand here, and then we can see now how they're performing across the different topics and models. And then every brand that you actually add here, let's take another brand, let's say these are Yilmaz. So every brand that you add up here was actually going to also appear in the timeline down over in Impact. We have this timeline where you can kind of measure performance across different metrics. But here you can see also you can also measure your brand versus other brands. So this will so selecting the competitors or the brands up in that other section makes them appear over here in this list. Another thing that you can do is go out and remove competitors that you don't or brands that you don't want to see in the report. So, for example, here in the competitor comparison section, you can go here to configure competitors, and you might say, hey, this and this, they aren't actually competitors. They're just these other brands that we don't really care about in the reports. So you can remove them, and once you do that, they won't appear in any of the reports on the dashboard. So that kind of clears out the irrelevant brands from the dashboard for you. You can also go here in the customer journey stage. So the way that this works, the system automatically classifies in which customer journey stage each prompt is in. But you can say, hey, I don't agree. I don't think that this prompt is in the awareness stage. I think it's in the consideration stage, and you can tweak that, and that'll update the system. So I'll put that back. That's probably right. Another thing that you want to do is set up your citations. You want to tell the system which links are owned by the brand. So by default, the system goes ahead and adds your domain and assumes that all the content on your domain is your content. But if you have other, say YouTube videos, or if you have links in articles or any other content that's on the web that you actually own and you want to track to see how it's performed, how it performs, and how often it's being cited by the different models, you want to add it here if it's a URL or if it's a whole domain, and then the system will track it and show you how it's performing over time on the different models. And finally, we have for people who have the custom perception prompts enabled on their plan. The system comes with 10 default perception prompts that kind of ask questions about your brand. But if you have the custom perception prompts enabled, you can go ahead and add more questions about your brand to see what the AI chatbots think about your brand. And after adding a prompt, you can then tell the system how you want the system to score it. You can tell it what you consider a good or a bad response. And you don't have to enter any of these. You can enter one of them or none. If you don't enter any of these, the system will just assume what is positive or what is good for your brand. But if you give it an example of either a good or a bad example, it doesn't have to be an actual example. It could be like criteria describing what the response should contain. Then that will help it score. Based on that criteria, it'll then score whether if it's a good or a bad response. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoy Spotlight. Thanks for watching.